Hey guys, Carl here. It's time for Cultivate with Carl, and it is Monday, so it is time for your Monday Garden Journal update. There is a lot that's been going on in the garden this week. We've harvested a lot, and so let me run you through. Just be advised, I'm not on the gimbal. The gimbal doesn't have a charge. Whoops. So we might have a little jiggle cam, but that's okay. Hang on, I'll try to go as slow as I can. All right, here we go. The zinnias are kicking it. They are looking great. We're getting new bulbs. I'm pretty happy with these. In fact, I went and bought a whole nother can. These are our potatoes, the remaining bag potatoes. I harvested the other potatoes yesterday, and you'll see a picture. 1, 2, 3 picture. Okay, that's what we got out of the other two bags. Now, this bag should be the Kennebec or the golden ones. I'm not sure, but we'll find out in about a week or two. This is a Hossinator tomato that was used in one of the old potato bags. I refurbed the soil by putting some amendments in it, and then I replanted this tomato in there yesterday. Looks like it's doing fine. Here's one of the side tomato plants. It's got a few flowers, a couple tomatoes. Same thing over here. Now these tomatoes, these are looking like Romas. They're a little bit oblong, more like what you would expect. Now I have been having a problem with blossom end rot, but we'll see. If you can look in here, some of my sun golds are starting to turn sun gold. Very excited about that, and we got lots of flowers. Plus I've been seeing a lot of pollinators around, so that's wonderful. These tomatoes are also kicking, oblong, probably gonna be Romas. Here's another Hossinator. There is a super squirrel destroyer of justice. The super dachshund that keeps everything safe and secure except from raccoons. And here's the sidekick. So, way to go, sidekick. Another Hossinator tomato. Hossinator tomato. That was just transplanted yesterday. And then this tomato plant right here, though we don't know what kind it is, has been suffering horribly from blossom end rot. We did some amendments with some calcium, and I haven't seen any new tomatoes with end rot. That one may be starting to go, but the plant's looking a lot better. I cleaned out some of the bottom, so you get a little airflow under there. I believe this is an indeterminate or a determinate plant, but we'll find out. And I also got a spray for pest. The sister plant is over here, cracking out some serious tomatoes. Look at those. Whoa! Look at these. Holy guacamole. That's a lot of tomatoes. And then I cleaned out the bottom of this one too, just to give it a little airflow. So, but yeah, look at these. Look at that. Look at that big old sucker right there. Booyah. All right. So off next to cucumbers. And we can go on this side to cucumbers. But, I mean, it looks nice and green from this side, but the business end is over here. So this is the best way to see all the cucumber production. We got 1, 2. I think there's 3 of the slicers. Yeah, 3. Then we have pickle, 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 pickle. And so the pickling cucumbers are just breaking out like crazy. So my brother-in-law, he says he's got his pickling stuff ready, and we're about to lay loose and put some pickles in. But I'm gonna have to. All these got to come off today. Off, off, off. Stay. The 2 up front, the big one there, off, off. There's a short one over there doing its thing. And but man, the only one that hasn't really produced yet is the straight 8s. But it's not for lack of flowers, and there's one right there. So we're doing good on cucumbers. Man, let me tell you what, they are tasty. Let me flip you around. So I used some of the lettuce that was in the flower bed, and it had bolted, but I took a bunch of the leaves off, put them in the fridge. Then I made a salad with some cucumbers and some lettuce from the garden. And I don't know, I mean, that lettuce was above average. It was wonderful. So I'm not just saying that because it was my lettuce. I'm saying it because it was good lettuce. And I didn't think you could have a difference in lettuce, but maybe it's just the pride in growing it yourself, or maybe it's something to do with you know, it not sitting in a store for like 40 days or something like that. But let me tell you what, it was tasty, and the cucumbers were fantastic. So we'll keep that up. Let's get back to the tour. All right, let's look at the tomatoes. So the tomato bed, I'm not sure. We got little tomatoes here on this little skinny tomato plant, who is in love with the tomato plant next to it because they won't stop intertwining. Um, let's go down the back first. This is going to be some type of heirloom tomato. I'm not sure what type because I lost all the name tags. But there's a bunch of them on there, and they look okay. You know, we're knock on wood, we haven't been hit by the bugs too much this year. Knock on wood. This is a store-bought Bonnie's Original, and the tomatoes are getting big, but the plants are not. And this is supposed to be a indeterminate, so it's supposed to be huge. This is a Kellogg's, and it's not doing much. That's another Xena flower. This is another Kellogg, not Kellogg's, but Bonnie's Original. That's what it's supposed to look like right there. We got lots of tomatoes going on. They have a little damage going on the bark there. And then over here we have a Better Boy. And the Better Boy is knocking out some nice medium-sized tomatoes like it normally does. We got a little yellowing and browning on the leaves, but I think that's from fertilization. Let's go to the other side. Hang on. We got a request. There you go. A love request. It's puppy love. Channel mascots. Keeping the squirrels at bay. Not too much with the raccoons, though. We'll have an Operation Rocket update here shortly. Here we go. If you look down the row, you can see tomato, tomato, tomato. Now, some of the plants are thin and spindly, and I don't know if that's just because the type of tomato they are, or it could be from the fact that they were not good starts. So, obviously here, this is supposed to be an Edox tomato, but it's not growing tomatoes like an Edox does. I'll show you those in a minute. But here's a nice little clutch of tomatoes right there. Booyah! Here's this little tomato plant. Man, good lord, poor thing. Lost all its old lower branches. And then here, these are like some teardrop type tomatoes. We'll have to see what they become. These are what Edox are supposed to look like when they're on the vine. And those are definitely not Edox. Here's another one of those heirloom type tomatoes. And then I believe these are going to be Edox or Sun Gold or something like that. So they're looking okay. I'm okay with this. All right, let's move on to the pots. Okay, here we go. The big Kamehameha Super Squash is doing outstanding. I've gotten several squash. That squash is probably overdue to come off because it's almost orange. These two are well underway, and the plant is looking good. As soon as I get these off, I'll put another string to make it go up the trellis. And if you can see, I've been wrapping it, and it's going to go right up that pole. So the zucchini have finally started to look good, and I think they're going to start providing some zucchinis. My crooked neck squash are starting to go. I mean, look at all those suckers up in there. That one's probably ready to come off. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know how big these guys get, but going by color, like that one's probably ready. Now we've got, here's a little pest right here. Look at my little buddy right here. What the heck are you doing on my stuff? Unfortunately for him, that's not squash, it's basil. Wah-ha-ha-ha. So we got more squash in here. So, that was probably blurry. Sorry about that. Let's get you in there. It's like being being a bug. So, and then over here, look at that. This morning, nice flower. And this is the dominant plant. We're going to pull this plant right here. Poor little sucker didn't survive. He's putting new leaves on, though. I may relocate him. Zucchini, zucchini, zucchini. That zucchini didn't make it. I bet it didn't get fertilized or something. I don't know what happened. But the plant's looking good. Over here, these zucchini plants are starting to take off. I think it's finally getting hot enough for them to do good. That's a plus. So is this one. If you notice, I refurbed the dirt in these, and that was some of the dirt left over from the potatoes. Over here on the pepper bed, we are jamming. We got peppers coming out everywhere. I think that's a bird poo. That definitely looks like bird poo. But on the jalapeno, the bird was probably landed on it and tasted it, and it was hot, and then he pooped himself. So there's a giant Marconi. They're getting big. And then here's another one over here. Booyah. These are shishitos. I don't know how big shishitos get before I'm supposed to pick them. Over here, this is a bell pepper. It's got nothing on it yet. But the sweet bell, these things are kicking. Now, they're supposed to be red, right? As per the picture. So I'm just waiting on them to start turning colors. But they're looking great. I hope nothing happens to them. This is a zucchini imposter. He's got to go. He'll be moving to another bed. Here's a baby jalapeno. Baby jalapeno. And then over here, I cut one off the sweet bananas. I cut one off this sweet banana. And I cut one off that sweet banana. But look at these two big honkers over there, man. That's pretty nice. Alright, so there is the pepper bed. And it's all underway. So we're going to turn around here to the carrot bed. Now, for those of you who saw the carrot video, you understand that the carrots are not quite ready yet. They're really small, and I don't know if I did them right. But we're going to allow these to stay in the ground a little bit longer because I don't have any immediate plans to replace them at this point. So what I'm going to end up doing is when I'm done with these, I'll pull them. We're going to refurb the bed and fill it up with a soil and a little bit more mulch. And then we're going to probably plant, I don't know, okra or something in here. But we're for sure going to redo the irrigation system. And we're going to put a 15 PSI lead on it. But we'll see. So these are Danvers carrots. Those are the sweet carrots. And then they're just not very big. So we're going to let them sit in the ground and grow a little bit longer. See what happens. I don't think we're losing anything. All right. Oh, look at them. Eternally on watch. They are the Night's Watch. They stand on the wall and do their thing. Look at that. It's like squirrel death there. That's right. Super predators. All right, here we go. Potato bed. Now, I don't know, all right, which of the 3 potato plants this is. But, you know, I don't really want to disturb the bed. I know that 2 of the types, the Nordics and the Golden, Yukon Golds, are in there, and they're still processing. We dug up the Yukon Golds and the Nordics Reds out of the bags, and they were just basically new potatoes. So now the Nordic Reds are supposed to be new potatoes, but the golden ones were supposed to be a little bit bigger. So this has to be the Kennebec potatoes, and I think I'm pronouncing that right. And so, ooh, did I just see a ladybug? I think I saw a ladybug. Ladybug, there's my own ladybug, yay, ladybug. Or non-gender specific red bug with dots. Do your thing. Kill them aphids. Kill, kill, kill. So, but this is probably going to stay in the bed. Whew, probably about another month. I think I'm going to let them go another month. Let's go check out the bed over here. Just take a little flyby of the tomato. Man, I'm going to have a lot of tomatoes. I'm very excited about that. Let's go. Okay, over here, this is the strawberry survivor bed and 1 tomato plant. And I must say that I am pretty happy with how these are going. Now, except for the fact that in this bed, I have to do a lot of weeding. So I'm going to turn you around again. Okay, so in this bed, I'm required to weed. And I've already taken some of the big weeds out. But as you can see, the strawberry plants are doing well. I believe that to be a volunteer tomato plant. Which type, I don't know. But I'm getting these grasses in here like this. The good thing is they're not very rooted in the soil and they come right out. Now I have gotten one strawberry out of here. I don't know if they're gonna do, but the plants are beginning to sprout new parts. I don't know that I'll get strawberries this year off of these. That looks like a flower getting ready to form. And then over here, this was one of the, that's one of the Kellogg's breakfast tomatoes. And we'll see if it makes it. But so this bed has been doing really well. I'm turning. So the strawberry rescue bed has been doing really well. Like I said, I have been prepping the soil. I don't want to step on dogs, that's why I keep looking down. I have been prepping the soil for a few months, but not a lot. I put some compost in there. I got all the weeds out a couple times. There were a bunch of tuber type weeds. There we go. There were a bunch of tuber type weeds in there that I had to seriously dig out. And then my intention was to modify the soil and then plant in it potatoes for this winter. But now the strawberries in there, strawberries are perennials, right? So that means that they don't die off, or they may die back, but they'll come back next year. So the plan is to get some hay. I want to rake the dirt out a little bit and then suppress the weeds and then get some hay and put it down in there. And I may end up transferring the tower strawberries to that bed, and then this just becomes a permanent strawberry bed. They have room here when they start sending out their runners to establish other plants. Those plants will root. The first year, no fruit. Then the second and third year, they'll root, and then they'll send out runners. And so this thing can go on for a while. So it's got a lot of stuff in the soil now. It's got cow manure. It's got some cardboard, mulch, and I just need to build it up. And I need to probably install an irrigation system in it. But wow, look at us. We're going on 17 minutes. I hit everything but the strawberry towers. The strawberry towers are doing fine. No strawberries yet. I'm pretty happy with how everything's going. This week, I really plan on, I'm going to probably try and do foliar feed of some of that worm cast tea on some of the plants. I'm going to do an application of neem oil for pests. But you can see I've already got ladybugs, and ladybugs are nature's way of taking care of aphids. So I'll find if maybe I won't need to. I believe I'm going to BT the soil around the tomatoes, because pretty soon the tomato hornworm should start making an appearance. And I'm really worried about my squash with the squash vine borers. So over in Texas, the vine borers have made their appearance already, and they will demolish those squash plants pretty quickly. So the squash and the cucumbers both. So I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to BT them for sure. And the BT, hopefully, and the neem oil will keep them away, and we can continue to get lots of squash and lots of cucumbers. So that's it for this week, y'all. I did this in one shot, looking at 20 minutes. I'm not even going to edit it. I'm just going to roll with all the ums and the uhs and the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1s, and you'll see how this is made. I have some family stuff I have to go take care of, so I'm going to let this upload, and then we'll get it posted up on the internet. Oh, AC's kicking in. So, as I always say, this is Carl from Cultivate with Carl, and it's summer, so I'm hoping that you have gotten yourself a hobby and you're doing something fun. My niece, Kelly, has said that she wants to start a above ground garden in her yard, and she was very excited about it, and she's been watching the channel, and I believe I'm going to help her out, and we'll get her one started. My neighbor's garden is looking pretty cool. I can see his tomato plants, 1, 2, 3, 4, sticking up over the rim. Maybe we'll get an interview with Matt, and we'll check out his garden setup. So until then, until next time, until next week or next video, this is Carl, Cultivate with Carl here, signing off. And you guys, cultivate that like button and subscribe, show my videos to your friends, and then go out and do a hobby, man. Get off your butt and get out there and go do something fun. We'll see you later.